Have you ever experienced that strange moment when someone suddenly mentioned something you were just thinking about, as if there's an invisible connection, a link we can't quite explain? Is it just a coincidence, or is there something deeper, a subtle ability that we haven't fully understood yet? When a friend unexpectedly sends a message right when you're feeling lonely, or when someone you were randomly thinking about suddenly appears, could it be that we're tapping into another dimension of communication beyond what we can see and hear? Maybe it's simply luck, but sometimes it feels like you can peer into someone else's mind. We finish each other's sentences and understand one another without needing to speak. Is there a hidden connection, a higher level of communication happening between us? Many people believe that mind reading is a kind of superpower, but in reality, it's a skill anyone can develop. From anticipating a customer's needs to knowing how to interact with your boss, cultivating an intuition about what others value can bring great advantages in life. Let's explore 7 practical tips to understand and read other people's thoughts. From body language and eye contact to intuition, these techniques will help you pick up on non-verbal cues and see what's going on in the minds of those around you. This isn't magic, but the power of understanding and observation. Number 1. Observing the eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and they can reveal a lot about a person's thoughts and emotions. When we converse with someone, their eye movements follow patterns that may indicate whether they are recalling information, fabricating a lie, or experiencing strong emotions. In Stoic philosophy, observing and understanding human signals is an important part of self-awareness and understanding others. From this, we can adjust our reactions, maintaining a calm mind without letting these subtle signals dominate our own emotions. When interacting with someone face-to-face, their eyes are the key to unlocking hidden emotions. It's no coincidence that ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Indeed, during a conversation, a person may try to control their words, but their eyes often struggle to hide the truth. Averted gazes are not just a sign of insecurity, they may signal an attempt to escape the conversation or even to conceal a lie. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on mindfulness and reason, advises us to be cautious of such signals, not letting emotions take over but instead continuing to observe and delve deeper into their true motives and thoughts. On the contrary, direct and steady eye contact is often a sign of honesty. When someone focuses their gaze fully on yours, unafraid to look into your eyes throughout the conversation, they are demonstrating interest and respect. This is not just a matter of trust, but also a way to assert their transparency. For those who follow Stoicism, maintaining honesty in speech and action is a key principle, and recognizing sincerity through another's eyes helps us better understand their true nature. Furthermore, eyes are not just the windows to the soul, they are also a critical source of information about someone's current psychological state. Eyebrows play a crucial role in interpreting emotions through the eyes. When someone glances away and their eyebrows lower, this may indicate anxiety or that they are trying to think deeply about something. For Stoics, being aware of these signs is not about judging others but about keeping one's mood stable and rational when understanding the emotional state of the person opposite. Conversely, when eyebrows are raised and the eyes widen, we can detect surprise or curiosity. This can be a positive sign, showing that the other person is captivated by what you are saying or they are experiencing unexpected emotions, which may spark interest in the conversation. Importantly, for a Stoic, the goal is not to become too reliant on others' emotions, but to remain calm and listen attentively to grasp what is truly happening. The pupils of the eyes are another important factor when observing someone's gaze. When pupils dilate, it often indicates interest or excitement. The person may be feeling happy or in agreement with you. On the other hand, constricted pupils usually signal discomfort, anger, or anxiety. For Stoics, Being aware of these expressions not only helps us understand others better but also enables us to maintain calmness and rationality in the face of any emotional reactions from the other person. Another element that not everyone pays attention to is the color of the eyes, especially the sclera. Red eyes often indicate tiredness, stress, or discomfort. Recognizing this can help us adjust our approach, respecting the fatigue of the other person and not pushing the conversation too far. This aligns with Stoicism, which emphasizes empathy and understanding among individuals. In reality, there are numerous examples showing the power of observing the eyes. Once, I met a man who appeared polite and well-mannered, but his eyes constantly darted around. After observing for a while, I realized that his gaze was not a sign of shyness but a signal that he was hiding something. Indeed, after the conversation, my suspicions were confirmed when he confessed that he had a secret plan. This is the subtlety that eyes can reveal. When observing the other person, it's not just the eyes, but the entire face that holds a wealth of information. Facial expressions can help us better understand someone's true emotions. So how can we analyze facial expressions accurately and skillfully? Let's dive deeper into this. Number 2, observing body language and facial expressions. Reading someone's thoughts is not just about listening to what they say. Body language, especially facial expressions, conveys silent but powerful messages that help you uncover the deeper emotions and true thoughts of the person in front of you. Through a frown, a smile, or even a fleeting glance, you can glimpse a world of emotions that words alone cannot fully express. Understanding thoughts through facial expressions is one of the first steps in grasping nonverbal communication. A person's face can reveal emotions they are trying to hide or cannot put into words. For example, you might see a radiant smile, but if you look closely, you may notice tension in their eyes, hinting that the inner emotions may not truly reflect joy. The way the muscles in the face move can be a natural response to a situation, even when they try to control it. Facial cues are key to recognizing a person's emotions. We often encounter sad faces with lips turned down at the sides, a clear sign of sadness or loss. Similarly, a genuine smile doesn't just appear on the mouth, but is also evident in the eyes, which brighten and squint when the smile is sincere. Meanwhile, wide eyes without a sense of warmth could indicate insincerity or another hidden emotion. However, to understand facial expressions more clearly, you need to pay attention to small details. For example, the space between the eyebrows when furrowed suggests confusion or intense thinking. A person's mouth can also reveal a lot. A pout may signal disagreement, while an open and relaxed mouth shows openness and a willingness to listen. Recognizing these subtle signals can help you uncover the truth behind words and know when someone is experiencing deep emotions. Not only the face, but body language also provides valuable information. Gestures such as crossing arms are often seen as a sign of defensiveness, while leaning forward can indicate interest or a desire to engage. A person's posture and how they maintain balance are signs reflecting their mindset at that moment. If you know how to decode these signals, you can easily read their thoughts without having to ask too many questions. Another important factor is the context. We learn not to hastily judge anything based solely on appearances. In a specific situation, someone might seem uncomfortable or confused, but in another context, that behavior could simply be a habit or personal style. Observing someone's expressions and gestures over time helps you better understand their personality and communication style. To illustrate, imagine a simple scenario. You meet a friend who seems calm, but a furrow on their forehead reveals they are anxious. You recognize this sign, and after a light conversation, they open up about going through a difficult problem. Your perceptiveness helps them feel understood and encouraged to share. This is also true for smiles and frowns. A genuine smile doesn't just stay on the lips, but lights up the eyes, while a frown often accompanies worry or confusion. Reading others through body language and facial expressions is not just a social skill, it is also a way to practice mindfulness and understanding, two core values of Stoic philosophy. So, have you ever tried reading others through their facial expressions and body language? Feel free to share your experiences and thoughts. Number 3. Paying attention to verbal cues in understanding the thoughts of others. Observing body language and nonverbal expressions is always helpful. However, to truly understand someone, we should not only rely on external cues, but also pay close attention to verbal signals. These are the doors to uncovering hidden intentions, thoughts, and emotions that others may not want or be able to reveal clearly. When a person speaks, it's not just their words that hold power. The way they speak and their choice of words also play an important role. Stoics understood that tone of voice is one of the most important verbal cues. A slow, hesitant voice may reflect uncertainty or hesitation, while a strong, confident voice can indicate determination and conviction. These signals, when recognized, can help you better understand the nature of the person in front of you without needing to analyze their appearance too much. A typical example of paying attention to verbal signals can often be seen in TV shows or movies. In these, characters frequently have scenes where they subtly remind someone else to speak or say something important. For instance, when a character clears their throat or uses gentle prompts like, "Isn't there something you'd like to say?" This helps the other person remember their task or something they need to share that they may have forgotten. However, it's not just these obvious signals that are worth noting. There are other types of cues we encounter daily that we rarely notice. These verbal signals may not always be obvious, but they carry a lot of meaning and make it easier for us to understand others' intentions. A common example is when someone starts a sentence with "now let me explain," which indicates they are about to provide important information and the listener should be prepared to take it in. Or when someone says, "let's review," they are signaling that it's necessary to recap previous information to reinforce understanding. These phrases are not just grammatical structures, but signals guiding us to others' thoughts. Additionally, words like "but was," however, are extremely important verbal cues. They often mark a shift or even a contradiction to what was previously said. For example, when someone says, "I agree with you, but," it's likely that the next part of the sentence will present a contrary view or a different perspective. If we are perceptive enough, we can immediately pick up on these signals before the conversation progresses further, helping us anticipate the speaker's true thoughts. A range of other verbal cues appear in everyday situations that we rarely notice. For instance, the phrase "pay close attention to what I'm about to say" is often used to request the listener's focus when important information is about to be shared. Or when someone says, "you have 5 minutes until," it signals that an action or change will occur after a short period. These signals are not always something we pay attention to, but they contain valuable information about the speaker's intentions and psychological state. Therefore, we need to train our ability to listen deeply, not just with our ears, but with understanding from our minds. Paying attention to these verbal signals not only helps us understand others better, but also helps us avoid negative emotional reactions and maintain calmness and patience, important virtues of the Stoics. Effective communication, in the end, is not just about hearing and understanding words, but recognizing and responding to the signals hidden behind those words. Number 4, using intuition and gut feelings. Intuition is the innate ability to know something without having to consciously think about it. It is often referred to as a gut feeling when you just know something. A study found that people who trust their intuition are more likely to make morally right decisions. Although trusting your intuition is not a skill you learn, it is one that you can strengthen over time and through experience. Intuition is not merely an emotional reaction, but rather a combination of deep perception and focused attention. This ability allows us to pick up on subtle cues and respond appropriately in everyday situations. When Marcus Aurelius wrote about knowing one's mind, he was not only referring to understanding oneself, but also the ability to see through what others are expressing, often through unspoken but powerful signals. Have you ever had that strange feeling that something seems off? It's almost as if you can sense something is wrong, even though there's no clear evidence. That's your intuition at work. Intuition is a powerful tool that helps you read others, as it allows you to hear things that words don't say. When you meet someone whose words and actions don't align, you might immediately notice something isn't right. A person may speak soft words, but their body language reflects tension, defensiveness, or discomfort. You might feel a vague sense of unease that you can't quite name. That's when intuition speaks up. Don't ignore this feeling. When something doesn't match someone's words and actions, you may be perceiving a deeper truth beyond what's spoken. This is the moment when a Stoic philosopher must dig deep into their instincts and ask internal questions. Ask yourself, what is going on here? Often, the answer isn't found in what's being said, but in what's being hidden. Intuition is a type of non-rational intelligence that is incredibly useful when combined with reason. Stoic philosophy teaches us to balance emotion and reason, but that doesn't mean ignoring feelings. Instead, it encourages us to use intuition as a supplementary tool for awareness. When you have a gut feeling, don't dismiss it just because it's not based on clear evidence. Instead, use intuition as a guide and then delve into body language, tone, and behavior to uncover the truth. If you are in a situation where your intuition tells you something is off, pay closer attention to what is happening around you. Someone may be trying to hide something, and their body language will be the key to better understanding the situation. Remember, intuition is not a replacement for observation but a powerful complement. It helps you read deeper into subtle signals that ordinary language cannot explain. The combination of intuition and understanding body language is a powerful tool. You're not just reading others, but also feeling their inner state. This is a refined form of empathy that not everyone can achieve, but with focus and patience, you can train this intuition to become sharper. Before we dive into the next tip, can I ask you a small favor? If you're enjoying what you've learned so far and happen to be smiling right now, please hit the like button. And hey, if you haven't already, consider subscribing too. Why? Because when you like and subscribe, you're telling YouTube, hey, this content is awesome, and that helps spread these positive vibes to more people who might need a little uplift, just like you. So let's spread the joy and ensure more people can join us on this journey of self-improvement and positivity. Now, let's move on to the next tip. Number 5. Understanding micro-expressions. Facial expressions are one of the most important aspects of a performance or audition. Many actors spend hours in front of the mirror, distorting their faces into perfect smirks, frowns, or arched brows. But facial expressions have layers, and the smaller, more subtle ways an actor uses their face can make or break a performance. These are known as micro-expressions, and unfortunately, mastering them is a significant challenge. These micro-expressions are not just the privilege of actors on stage, but are also the unconscious signals we display in daily interactions, often beyond our conscious control. With Stoic wisdom, understanding and analyzing them opens another door to understanding the human soul. Micro-expressions carry an invisible power. Subtle facial movements like a slight eyebrow raise or lips tightly pressed together for just a moment can reflect deep emotions that even the person displaying them may not realize. In the world of these signals, authenticity lies behind appearances. Marcus Aurelius once said that every event is the right one. Look closely, and you'll see not just the right one overall, but the right one for you. This statement can perfectly apply to the analysis of micro-expressions. We do not just see what is on the surface, we need to delve into the underlying emotions to understand the truth behind the masks that people unintentionally wear. When standing before someone, often the things they don't say or cannot express verbally are the most valuable. A big smile isn't always a sign of happiness, while the eyes can hide deep sorrow. What's important is not just looking at the face, but also seeing what isn't said. The micro-expressions that only appear for a brief moment, a slight twitch at the corner of the mouth, can be a sign of frustration, or a brief frown may reflect doubt or worry. These signs can easily be overlooked due to inattention, but with careful and focused observation, they become as clear as a silent language. To understand and capture these expressions, our brains need to be trained persistently. Just as Stoic philosophers advised patience and self-control, mastering micro-expressions requires relentless practice. It's not something one can master overnight, but once you develop that sensitivity, you'll be able to grasp someone's true emotions within seconds. This is also a lesson in mindfulness and self-discipline, qualities that Stoic philosophers consistently emphasized. Learning to read these small signals not only helps you understand others, but also enables you to control your reactions and remain calm in any situation. As Epictetus once said, what really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but how we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. However, to read micro-expressions accurately, one must pay attention to the surrounding context. A micro-expression, when isolated from body language and tone of voice, can easily be misinterpreted. Sometimes, a subtle expression like slightly squinted eyes can be mistaken for skepticism, but in reality, it may just be due to bright light. Therefore, combine observing micro-expressions with overall body language and tone to get the most accurate understanding. These external expressions are the supplementary pieces that help you gain a deeper understanding of the person before you. Think about empathy, about listening not just with your ears, but with the subtleties of the mind. In every micro-expression of a person, we don't just see the movement of muscles, but also the deep emotions and complexities of the soul. Through training to understand these signals, we can develop a higher form of social intelligence, one based not only on what we hear, but also on what we perceive and understand through subtle observation. Thus, by understanding and analyzing micro-expressions, we not only move closer to understanding others, but also learn how to control our own emotions. This is the foundation that Stoic philosophy teaches: awareness, patience, and self-control. Number 6, listening for incongruence. Reading someone's mind is not a supernatural skill, but is more like grasping a complex musical composition. The scattered notes may sound smooth and complete, but occasionally there is a discordant note, making the entire melody feel off. In life, these discordant notes represent the inconsistencies between words and actions, between thoughts and emotions. It is a signal that you, as an observer, can listen to and detect. This is not merely about discerning the truth, but also a valuable lesson from Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that values self-awareness, alertness, and understanding of human nature. When someone speaks, their body and mind often send out unspoken messages. These signals help us better understand their true thoughts and feelings. For instance, a person's thought may be, "I like myself," but if their emotions are sadness, tension, and their body reacts with a rapid heartbeat or coldness, it's clear that there's a mismatch between the different layers of their consciousness. This is where inconsistency or incongruence begins to surface. Stoic philosophy encourages us to see through this contradiction, not only in others, but also in ourselves. In the process of self-discipline, a Stoic often asks, how can I face my emotions, thoughts, and actions honestly and harmoniously? This becomes even more meaningful when you apply it to observing others. When someone says they are happy but shows signs of tension, withdrawal, and a monotonous tone, you can sense that their internal emotions do not align with what they are expressing. Inconsistency can manifest in various forms, from facial expressions and posture to voice. If someone says they are fine but their eyes avoid contact, their shoulders slump, or they breathe heavily, they may be feeling something entirely different. These nonverbal signals are clues for you to recognize their true emotions. But it's not just in behavior and the body. Inconsistency can also be detected through the stories they tell. If their story changes each time or they don't maintain consistency in details when retelling, they may be hiding something or feel uncomfortable sharing the truth. A Stoic knows that all lies, even unintentional ones, stem from internal insecurity. Listening to inconsistency is not simply about analyzing information, but also an art of empathy, which is crucial in Stoic philosophy. For Stoics, it's not about judgment, but about understanding, to realize that humans, in their imperfect nature, always carry internal conflicts and unresolved issues. A part of practicing Stoic philosophy is learning how to approach these contradictions with patience and calmness. Inconsistency in any relationship is a mirror reflecting people's pain, anxiety, and sometimes fear. When we listen to someone and notice the difference between their words and behavior, it's an opportunity to ask, what are they hiding? Are they anxious, fearful, or struggling to express their emotions? This helps us not only to understand others, but also to improve our ability to empathize, a valuable skill not only in personal life, but also in developing ourselves to be calm, wise, and emotionally controlled. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the inconsistency between thoughts, emotions, and actions is normal in humans, but what's important is learning how to recognize it, not to judge, but to understand and create opportunities for sincerity. When you begin to listen to inconsistencies, you will gradually see the truth, not through words, but through emotions and actions. This mindfulness helps you become clearer both in understanding others and in your journey of self-awareness. Listening to incongruence is one of the most powerful tools that help us discover the true nature of humans, both inside and out. It not only opens the door to understanding others, but also helps us face the conflicts within ourselves, something Stoic philosophy always encourages. Whether in the workplace or personal life, developing harmony can be the key to achieving success. But how can you establish this invisible link to bring people together harmoniously? In Stoic philosophy, harmony is not just a superficial connection, but a meeting of souls, a bridge between people and their deep inner values. To accurately read another person's thoughts and feelings, the first and most important thing is to build a trusting relationship. When you truly understand and perceive the subtle signals in their behavior, you are not merely observing, but understanding. This is the foundation of mind reading, something we can achieve once we've established resonance with the other person. One of the first elements of developing harmony is finding common ground. People have a natural tendency to connect with those who share similar interests or experiences. When you can find a topic that both parties are interested in, the connection becomes more natural. This not only opens the door to communication, but also builds trust, a core factor in making the other person feel comfortable opening up and sharing their thoughts. For instance, in a conversation with a colleague, you might realize that you both enjoy a particular sport or are pursuing similar career goals. These commonalities not only make the conversation more engaging, but also offer an opportunity to truly connect with the other person. Additionally, Paying attention and showing genuine interest is a powerful tool for building relationships. When you take the time to listen carefully, it not only shows that you respect their thoughts and feelings, but also allows you to pick up on the subtle signals the other person is sending, their body language, the way they emphasize certain words, and even moments of silence can reveal a lot about their true mood and thoughts. Moreover, open body language plays a crucial role in developing harmony. Maintaining eye contact, keeping a relaxed posture, and not crossing your arms create a friendly atmosphere, inviting the other person to feel comfortable in the conversation. A slight smile and a nod of agreement can send the message that you are fully engaged in the discussion. This helps the other person feel more trusting and willing to share their thoughts more naturally. Another way to develop harmony is to mirror the other person's behavior. Naturally reflecting their gestures, tone of voice, or posture creates a sense of familiarity, making them feel closer to you. When they see you mirroring the signals they are sending, they will subconsciously feel a sense of connection, deepening the relationship. However, it is important to do this subtly and naturally to avoid appearing forced. Finally, empathy is an indispensable element in building harmony. Stoic philosophy emphasizes putting yourself in the other person's shoes and understanding their emotions. When you show empathy, the other person will feel heard and understood. This not only strengthens the relationship but also allows you to grasp deeper signals from the other person. Showing empathy is not just about understanding what they say, but also about feeling and connecting with what they cannot express in words. For example, imagine attending a family gathering. During the conversation, you notice that a family member seems quiet and somewhat distant. Instead of approaching them directly, you start by finding a topic that you both share an opinion on, perhaps a childhood memory. You carefully listen to their story, maintain eye contact, and gently mirror their gestures. Ultimately, thanks to your empathy and subtlety, you help them open up and share their hidden feelings. This development of harmony has allowed you to understand their mood and thoughts more deeply. Developing a relationship takes time and patience, but once achieved, it becomes the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of others' thoughts and emotions. As we discussed, understanding others' thoughts through body language and gestures is a crucial skill, and Stoic philosophy helps us approach this with calmness and clarity. By mastering nonverbal cues, we not only gain deeper insight into others, but also control our reactions, maintaining patience and avoiding emotional impulses. Stoic philosophy teaches us that instead of trying to control others, the key is learning to manage our thoughts and emotions. That is true strength. Your perspective is very valuable to us. Which part of this video impressed you the most? Comment on your takeaways and share how you will apply this philosophy in your daily life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with those who may benefit from these lessons, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. Click on the videos displayed at the end to continue exploring Stoic philosophy.